Hey guys, what's good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with another day of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So I'm going to fast forward actually to chapters 59 and 60 today. We just shared some wonderful things about the stripling warriors and their amazing moms the last couple of days, and we're going to get into chapter 59. Now, chapter 59, you see a frustrated Moroni because a Nephite stronghold, the city of Nephihah, has just been overtaken by the Lamanites. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these two chapters a little bit out of context. You're going to see why I'm going to do that in just a minute. Now, Moroni in this chapter has actually written a letter to Pehorin, the leader of the government back in Zarahemla, and he has not heard anything back. And we start to see some frustrations of Moroni. Verse number 11. Now, when Moroni saw that the city of Nephihah was lost, he was exceedingly sorrowful and he began to doubt. In fact, verse 12, this was the case of all of his chief captains. They doubted and marveled also because of the wickedness of the people. These are qualities we do not see of Moroni often. We don't see doubt. We don't see frustration. Can I just say that when I see scripture heroes showing human frailties and faults, it doesn't bother me in the least. In fact, for me, it connects myself to them even more as I see the human side of them. I know some people freak out when they see, the fallibility of leaders and prophets and things like that. For me, I am not bothered in the least. In fact, I think I'm endeared to them more. It's like when I read 2 Nephi chapter 4, you see Nephi, who is Mr. I will go and do, I will build a ship, I'll do all these things. And we see him saying phrases like, oh, wretched man that I am. I can relate to that, so I find myself connecting with them better. To me, they are more human, and I am so okay with that. So don't let those things freak you out a little bit. It's okay to see human frailties, and it's even cooler to see them work through those. So we get to the end of this short chapter, and you see Moroni angry with the government because of what he viewed as indifference. So he hasn't heard back, he's frustrated, and I totally get that. In his mind, again, there is indifference going on, which leads us into chapter 60. Now for chapter 60, I am going to pretend for a moment that I have no idea what is going on in chapter 61. I'm going to pretend like I don't know what's going on with Pehorin and the government, because there's a lot to learn there. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But I am going to pretend like I am just like Moroni here, and I am frustrated and I don't know what is going on. You look what he says right here. You go to verse number 2. I have somewhat to say unto them by way of condemnation. You see the passion of Moroni. Moroni is a very passionate and emotional leader. As they are going through in verse 3, all manner of afflictions of every kind. But behold, were this all we had suffered, we would not murmur nor complain. But verse number 5, but behold, great has been the slaughter among our people. Yea, thousands have fallen by the sword, while it might have otherwise been, if ye had rendered unto our armies sufficient strength and succor for them. Yea, great has been your neglect towards us. And again, if we take this chapter just at face value, you see the passion of Moroni, and you see this empowering, really emotional TED Talk, basically, from Moroni, as he's writing to the government with what he believes to be indifference, like I said. Now, there's a bunch of verses you can read through right here that I think really can apply to us, maybe when we are a little bit more indifferent than we should. Maybe when we're a little bit more in our comfort zones than we should be. You look at chapter 60, verses 7 and 8, 10, 11, 14, 17 through 19, 21 through 24, and then 28 and 29. What I would like you to do is go through these verses as if Moroni was talking to us in our times of indifference. Like I said, it's a passionate TED Talk that you almost have to take a little bit out of context. So you go like to verse number 10, for example. Now, my beloved brethren, for you ought to be beloved. Moroni is like, I love you guys, but dang it, I got to call you out. You ought to have stirred yourselves more diligently for the welfare and freedom of this people. You go down to verse number 19. Or is it that ye have neglected us because ye are in the heart of our country, and ye are surrounded by security, where we feel secure and we feel safe and we feel comfortable? Look at verses 23 and 24. Do ye suppose that God will look upon you as guiltless while ye sit still and behold these things? Behold, I say unto you, nay. Now I would that ye should remember that God has said that the inward vessel shall be cleansed first, and then shall the outer vessel be cleansed also. And now, except ye do repent of that which ye have done, and begin to be up and doing, great statement, and send forth food and men unto us, and also heal him, and that he may support those parts of our country which he has regained, that we may also recover the remainder of our possessions in these parts. Behold, it will be expedient that we contend no more with the Lamanites until we have first cleansed our inner vessel, yea, even the great head of our government. Verse 28, it is because of your iniquity that we have suffered so much loss. And then Moroni uses an interesting phrase here. Behold, it is time. Yea, the time is now at hand, that except ye bestir yourselves in the defense of your country and your little ones, the sword of justice doth hang over you, yea, and it shall fall upon you and visit you even to your utter destruction. There you go, Moroni. Again, he does not fully know what's going on. Moroni is just acting with the amount of light and knowledge and passion that he has. That's an interesting phrase there, bestir yourselves. I don't think that's a word we use very often. You don't see moms looking at their kids on their phones just texting going, bestir yourselves, young man. We don't see that phrase very often. Bestir means to exert or make a physical or mental effort. All Moroni is trying to do here is getting the government leaders to just start thinking about what is going on with what he viewed as indifference, sitting upon their thrones, as it says here, in a state of thoughtless stupor, which I think is so interesting. Oftentimes we need talks like that from leaders, because sometimes we're sitting there in our comfort zones, and it is oftentimes just easier for us to just kind of lay low and not do anything. And here's Moroni saying, look, will you just rise up? Will you bestir yourselves? Will you get you guys thinking? Cleanse that inner vessel so that you can do things better. So if I could summarize chapters 59 and 60 just from Moroni's perspective, and again, it's something that I think that all of us need to hear periodically. Are you just going to sit there, or are you going to be up and doing? Bestir yourselves. Now, again, I understand I'm taking this way out of context, but there's some things we can learn. Now, particularly we can learn because tomorrow we get a chance to see Pehoran's response to this. And like I said, there's a lot that we can learn from him as well through this whole thing. But I love these verses right here. I love how they get us fired up to do the things that we need to do. So hopefully it actually motivates you to get up and do some better things in our lives. I love this chapter and I'm grateful for it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing these messages. As always, so grateful that you do that. And if you like what you see, click the like button, and you got to go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.